The campaign train of the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was in Ebonyi State to mobilize voters ahead of the 2023 presidential elections. The party's candidate, aside attending the rally, inaugurated a series of projects including roads, an estate, and a flyover. He also bagged a chieftaincy title in the state. Bola Tinubu at the rally commended the Ebonyi State Governor, Dave Umahi, for his strides in infrastructure, describing him as one who is loved by his people.
Go ahead. Become the president of Nigeria. Today, we have all of you. We have all of these great men, great names surrounding me to say, go ahead, become the president of Nigeria. We want a change. And we are closing the door to the darkness, both in spirit and reality. 16 years of PDP government, we have no blinker of electricity. They spend more than $60 billion. They forget that transmission line is a super highway for generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn for that electricity. Should they come back?
No! God forbid.
Would they come back?
No!
How would they come back, sir?
That was Bola Tinubu in Ebonyi this afternoon, where he campaigned ahead of the 2023 elections. Still talking politics in the APC, but this time in the Northeast. An appeal court sitting in Yola, Adamawa State capital, has declared Senator Aisha Dahiru Binani as the All Progressive Congress governorship candidate in Adamawa State. The court, presided over by Justice Tani Yusuf Hassan, set aside the judgment of a federal high court which nullified the governorship primary and declared that APC has no candidate for the 2023 governorship election in Adamawa. Remember, a former chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Malan Nuhu Rubadu, who is one of those who contested but lost the ticket of the party, had challenged Binani's victory in court. He had filed a suit to seek nullification of the primary conducted on May 27. Ribadu, who hinged his suit on alleged overvoting and delegate inducement, asked the court to disqualify Binani and declare him the candidate of the APC in the state. However, in its judgment, the appellate court ordered that Binani's name be submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, immediately.
Landmark judgment, and we appreciate our Lordship wisdom for appreciating the issues raised by the appellant, Senator Aisha Dahiru Ahmed, and we appreciate them for arriving at this decision. We are hopeful that Senator Aisha Dahiru Ahmed will be able to reap the benefits of her nominations for All Progressive Congress.
It's a plot for democracy, and we greatly appreciate the Lordship. We say it was a great one, and we believe that such judgments will always place things in the proper perspective.
Yes, the same Court of Appeal in Yola has reinstated Senator Emmanuel Boacha as APC gubernatorial candidate in nearby Taraba State. But in the South-South, the APC was not that lucky because a federal high court in Port Harcourt had sacked the party's gubernatorial candidate in Rivers State, Tonya Cole. We have with us the Secretary of the All Progressive Congress in Adamawa State, Raymond Chidama, who joins us via telephone to give us a clearer picture of the situation in the northeastern states. Hello, Mr. Raymond.
Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, we're happy having you. So what is the situation now that the appeal court has reinstated the candidate in Adamawa, Senator Binani? Is it now clear course for campaign, or there are some issues that you must trash?
No, after that judgment was declared, there was a widespread jubilation in town. And as a party, our prayer has ever been that we want a candidate. You cannot nullify our election and say we cannot have a candidate. If you remember, that was our position.
Exactly.
So now that the appellate court has confirmed that Binani is our candidate, all will be set for campaign.
Okay.
Maybe from next week or so.
Okay, but there are stories all over last week that the state working committee of the party, we were all summoned to Abuja, where you were asked to actually support Nuhu Ribadu ahead of the appeal court judgment. How true was that?
Well, that wouldn't have happened because, as you know, a case was pending in court that time.
Yes.
So there was no way that one would have happened because it will have amount to contempt of court.
Yeah.
You cannot actually determine what will come out of court so that you cannot begin to prepare beforehand.
Yeah.
Yes, we had a meeting at Abuja, but the meeting was at the instance of candidates that are contesting for election. They are also invited to go and beg for support on their behalf.
Okay, but why was it that Binani and her camp were not there? Because what we heard was that she had stories, that the plan was to actually find a way of setting her aside at the end of the day.
Those that invited for us for the meeting told us that everybody was invited.
Okay.
And definitely I cannot speak for distinguished Senator Binani. She might have her own reasons for not being there, or maybe she has some other engagement.
Okay, so now that she is the candidate, as secretary of the party, can you give categorical statement on whether you people going forward, you will support her 100%?
She's our candidate. She's the candidate flag bearer of APC in Adamawa State. A court of competent jurisdiction has declared that. And before this time, we have been working with her. Yeah. We will come out to support her candidature and we campaign for her to win.
Okay, now beyond campaigning for her, she contested alongside other candidates, apart from Ribadu, you have Nandas, you have former governor, and all about 5 of them. Are you on the same page with them, or it is now that you will start healing the wounds so that they will also come on board to give you an edge?
As a party, what we will be doing is to call on all aspirants that are contested, and even other critical stakeholders and elders of the party, to all come out and support our candidate, so that at the end of the day, the election will be ours to grasp.
Yeah. What about the fear that maybe one or two of them will proceed to the Supreme Court?
Well, that one is a normal judicial process. It's a fundamental right for any person that nobody can trample upon.
Yeah.
Any of them decide to go to Supreme Court for redress, is that person's right, but we will appeal for calm and for support on our part.
Okay, please, have you come across this allegation that some powerful people in Abuja are saying it is not yet time for a female governor in Adamawa or even in the north?
Well, it's two sides of the coin. While others are saying it's also time for a woman to become governor, even president. So it could be a strange thing if others are saying it's not yet time. Others are saying it's time, while others are saying it's not yet time. Let us see what will happen as the election approaches.
Okay, but you are upbeat of winning the election. If things...
No, the election is sure for us to win.
Okay.
We are going to win the election almost 70–80%. That one, we're sure of that one.
You are not scared of SDP, PDP, and all that?
No, just like I told you the other time, all these parties, they are just strange and new parties. Even PDP is a strange party in Adamawa State for now. It was APC that the election with their hands are handed over to PDP.
Okay.
All we're saying now is that we're ready to get our own thing back, so please give it back to us.
All right, thank you very much. We're happy. That was Raymond Chidama, Secretary of the APC in Adamawa State. We are grateful for your contribution.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Also in the studio with me is a member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council in 2015 and 2019, Mr. Mamoon Saleh. Yes, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, you have heard what Chidama said, you know, the serious problems in Adamawa State, but to him, it is actually over with the judgment of the Court of Appeal. As an analyst also, beyond a member of the APC, do you think that this is the end of the problem in Adamawa?
No, I doubt very much. Because number one, Adamawa State is the homestead of PDP presidential flag bearer, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. That's number one. Secondly, there will be a fallout of the people who contested with Binani, more especially the former chairman of the EFCC, Malan Nuhu Ribadu. So there are a lot of people within the APC who will move away from the party and perhaps backing PDP or backing any political party that might contest the governorship election. This is a serious problem for the APC. They have to work hard to mend these wounds. Otherwise, another factor also, she's a female. And as you rightly said, electing a female in northern Nigeria is a very, very difficult task. We are not yet politically civilized to have a woman as our candidate, more especially as the chief executive of the state. So three factors facing APC in Adamawa State. One, the problem of Atiku Abubakar, or the advantage of Atiku Abubakar. Secondly, there will be a fallout of many people who have left Binani and back Alhaji Nuhu Ribadu. Then thirdly, she's a female. These three factors are very, very aggressive.
But some people are saying, like the nearby Taraba, Adamawa people are also coming out of that, cover to actually go for the best. And people are saying Ribadu is actually trying to use the court or some powerful forces, because the name of Tinubu was mentioned, the name of Aisha Buhari was mentioned, the name of many people. But she was able to now get it at the appeal court. You think Ribadu will go forward and approach the Supreme Court, or he might not likely go?
No, certainly Nuhu Ribadu will not leave the fight there. He is going to pursue to the tail end of the crisis. He will take it to Supreme Court, being a lawyer and being very used to court cases, more especially in his days of EFCC. I don't think he will stop there. he will move the case to Supreme Court until they finally either give him his mandate or reaffirm.
Is it really his mandate? Because he scored more. He is only fighting over 2 votes, as he said in his filing, that there was overvoting of two votes, and then he cited a local government where the delegates were not actually elected. But you can see now the appeal court said, like the court of the, the judge of the High Court went overboard by saying that APC should not even have a candidate in this.
No, that is his claim. He's claiming that the seat is his, and I'm sure he will try all possible legal avenues to challenge the victory, if it's a victory for Aishi Binani, to see that he has moved the case to the Supreme Court until and unless the Supreme Court reaffirms Aisha Binani candidature, then Nuhu Ribadu does not have any option.
Will it not be too late for them to actually sort out? Because as you can see today, in nearby Taraba, of course, court has reinstated Senator Boacha as the candidate. And most likely, if what you are saying is anything to go by, meaning that Kente and others who contested with him will also approach Supreme Court.
Well, certainly they have to, because the Supreme Court, the judicial system, they have to take consideration of the time factor too. So because by filing a case in the Supreme Court, it has to be judged. The case has to be judged to give the rightful owner of the ticket before anything goes by. We have about 5 months to, 3 months to election.
3 months, yeah.
So I think we have 90 days, which is sufficient enough to sort all cases out, whereby they can try to track who is the right person or who is the other side of the coin.
Yes, and as you can see, celebration in the Northeast, but a gloomy moment in Rivers, where Tonya Cole was sacked by a high court over alleged dual citizenship. What does this portend for your party? I mean, the APC, having issues, every other issue must be decided in court. Is it that you people lack internal democracy, or is just the nature of democracy in Nigeria?
No, no, no. You see, in Nigeria, usually our political system here nurtured a sponsored candidate, despite his shortcomings. Academic failures, academic records are not properly updated or collected, dual citizenship, and many other cases. They were not thoroughly investigated and rectified before that sponsored candidate joined the race and was pushed to be the flag bearer. This is the major problem. The major problem why we end up in court cases is that we, the APC and other political parties too, they do have sponsored candidates. At all costs, they have to bear the flag.
Instead of doing diligent work to check the personalities they want to sponsor, maybe they're just looking at what the personality will bring to the table. Don't you think this is what the political parties are looking at? Yes,
certainly. Self-interest is put above national interest in Nigeria. Not only in politics, everywhere you go, be it in the any system in Nigeria, self-interest is ahead of anything else. You can recruit somebody or give somebody a ticket for a political election without completing his mandatory secondary school education. What do you expect? Certainly, if he has gone that far to the National Assembly or State Governor or even President, he has to fall back again, be charged with running about with a fake or illegal certificate. This is the problem. We don't make due diligence, which Nigeria is supposed to be doing.
And do you think the issue in Rivers will now change the thinking of our politicians? Because many of them, they feel having dual citizenship, or when politicians' wife is pregnant, taking her to UK, US, the Bahamas to go and deliver, is status symbol. What message is this now to some of these people who don't want to give birth to their children, even though I think he naturalized because he was born in Nigeria, of course, but later he just felt maybe for status symbol, he now went to the UK to get its citizenship, and it is now haunting him. So what is the message for politicians who take their wives abroad to go and deliver, just to say that, okay, my son is a British citizen, my son is US citizen, my son is the citizen of UAE and all that?
You see, mostly in Nigeria, most politicians or rich people, they don't have confidence in the system. That's why they try to have plan B. If Nigeria fails or collapses,
can you imagine?
They will move to the second country. That was the thinking, that's their way of reasoning and thinking. Whereas they don't have that foresight to realize or to cite that one day they will seek an election in Nigeria. Like now. You see, that negative thinking about Nigeria, which this candidate in Rivers State did, he is paying it daily now.
Wow.
So I believe Nigerians, not only politicians, Nigerians should be contentful with Nigerian atmosphere.
I remain here and salvage it.
Yes, we have to sit together and salvage it because we don't know tomorrow what will be on your way. Okay. It might be an election, it might be an appointment, it might be anything.
Okay.
Whereby you will be properly scrutinized, either by the DSS or by the court.
Finally, it's like the APC, you people don't even have confidence in yourself, because just yesterday, the national chairman, I want you to answer this in 1 minute because time against us, he was saying that he doubts if the bimodal accreditation, they say, BS voters, bypass, right? That whether it will be effective, because many places in Nigeria don't have stable electricity and all that. Is this not an indictment on the ruling party? Well, it is indictment. It's an indictment, in fact, because the government, the federal government under Muhammad Buhari of the APC, it has a lot of flaws in the government. So I think the APC chairman is trying to pinpoint one of the flaws, but not saying it directly. He is trying to cover it that the voting system has to be changed. Manual. You see, maybe to rig, I don't know. Well, it's too early to say to rig, or I don't know. But some political parties are already attacking you, attacking Buhari, attacking the national chairman for even, coming out to say this, because there were allegations that even the court case instituted in Owerri to direct INEC to drop this bimodal and then the display of the voting pattern on the day of election, that must be dropped. So what do you have to say on this? Well, I think on the part of the chairman of the APC Center, Abdullah Adamu, really is a self-blow. He shouldn't have said this publicly. Right. He should put it across in a more civil manner, in a more civilized manner, than coming public and address the press and tell them that we need so voting system than so voting system. Thank you very much, Mahmoud Saleh, member of the APC presidential campaign 2015 and 2019 for coming for the program. It's a pleasure. Viewers, we will go on a short break now, and when we return, we'll be looking at issues in the PDP, which was also in Kwara State today for its presidential campaign. Don't go away.
That's great.
Four years ago, they came here and deceived you and told you lies. Now, this time, PDP has come to return Kwara to the mainstream of Nigerian politics. Therefore, I appeal to you to elect all PDP candidates from the president up to the state houses of assembly. We promise you that if you elect PDP at the state and at the national level, we will make sure that these roads are connected to both sides of the country. I want to also assure you that the youth unemployment, which is all over the country, is not only peculiar to Kwara State, all over the country. Most of you here are under the age of 30. Most of you here have no jobs. Most of you here have no businesses. We will make sure in our program, I have promised that I will set aside $10 billion to make sure that youth and women get employment.
This is a clear message to the APC in Kwara State that Kwara is PDP and PDP is coming back to Kwara State and Nigeria. The train for the rescue, for resetting and rebuilding Nigeria is in Kwara today. We are set by the grace of God to hit the ground running immediately when Atiku Abubakar is sworn in.
But we thank why I started off, I said, Alhamdulillah, I thank God that Almighty God protected his life for him to come back now and take Nigeria in the right direction. It is time for us to kick out a non-performing APC government and party and bring in a man that will unite Nigeria, a man that will bring food to the table, a man that will be fair for everyone, a man that will show that has experience at the national.
I was former Senate President Bukola Saraki, who spoke after the presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, at their grand rally in Kwara State today. If you are just joining us, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV. Remember, you can follow the conversation on our various social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. I recall that the G5 governors led by Governor of Rivers State, Western Wike, have now morphed into an integrity group in court, and are also accusing chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Ayu, of corruption. Here are excerpts from that.
Tell people, don't insult me. Don't insult my people. You go to a town hall meeting. You tell them lies. All I say, if you believe in restoration of Nigeria, if you believe in devolution of powers, if you believe that Buhari did make mistake of appointing servitude from one area, then what you should do, correct it now from the party. Not be so? Not be so? What the G5 is saying, equity, fairness, justice, the constitution of the party, section 73C of our party says, listen, we must share elective offices and political offices. And then you now say, you will take everything. I will not agree. Will I agree? Will you agree? If you want to kill me, kill me. And let me tell my brothers, I'm from the governor of Very West State. I'm sorry. I have to say this, and I cannot to say it. I will say it. If anybody feels hot, let him go to court and challenge me. Nobody will lead me to a campaign. A man who is corrupt. I have challenged you. You are corrupt, and you cannot lead me to any campaign. I will not. River State will not. Whether they like it or not, you cannot lead us to a campaign. You is corrupt. I'm sorry to say this. I'm sorry to say to the very well, Governor, if I've insulted you, forgive me. Rivers people are hot, and we are hot. Are you not hot? Are you not hot? Are you not angry? Are you not angry? Are you? You cannot lead Rivers to any campaign. I want to very well said. Are you? You have not said 1 year in the office, and you are fighting corruption. How do you fight corruption?
Yes, two contrasting episodes there, even though the last one was not actually today, but 3 or 4 days ago. But we are now joined by Chieftain of the PDP, Mohammed Yusuf Jamu, to share his perspective on the issues in the party. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Hamza.
Yes.
It's nice to be here with you people again.
Yes, thank you. Why were you not in Kwara today for it?
Well, I just came back from a lot of party activities.
Okay.
I was in Port Harcourt, where I met with other party faithfuls.
Yes.
Who believe that justice, equity should reign in the party.
I was thinking you actually moved to the other side, because I know you are with the G5, so you are still with them.
Well, actually, I'm still a member of the People's Democratic Party. And being a member of the People's Democratic Party, I'm a member that believes in justice, equity, and fairness in the party.
When they metamorphosed to integrity group, did you also join that group again?
Once you are a member of a group, whatever name the group believes in, you become a member of that group. And then let me make this notion so that everybody will understand.
Okay.
We strongly do not have any issue or problem with the candidature of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar.
Sure.
We do not have any problem with the candidature of his running mate, Mr. Okowa. What the integrity group members are only saying is simple. For fairness and justice, Yoche Ayu does not have the requisite qualities, number one, to lead a party to victory at this particular time, because there are so many issues that are shrouded around him that needs to be cleared, and the only way those issues can be cleared is if he willingly on his own respects the party and step down and give an opportunity for someone else to come in and take the party.
But there are allegations and insinuations in many quarters that you are only using IU as an alibi to actually get at Atiku, considering that most members of the integrity, why is it that you people do not interrogate IU when he was trying to become the party's chairman? Only now?
Yeah, that is a big mistake, which I believe should become a lesson for political parties in the future. Not necessarily the PDP, but every political party. I believe if there is one office that should be recognized and be given an opportunity for a complete contest to take place, is the office of the leadership of political parties.
Because the party must be strong.
Because the party must be strong. So going forward, for just some few persons, be them leaders of the party or whomsoever, to sit down and just decide you should be this, you should be that, I believe if we change that kind of style in party politics, it will mean well. Let them be given opportunity to print posters, move from one state to the other, and campaign and talk about their manifest and what they intend to do for the party, and then run against others, and then win, and some others lose. That time they can be able to understand the value of party men and every party member, and things can be able to be done right after those.
But you said you people are still favorably disposed to Atiku.
Yeah.
But now the elections, the elections are inching closer.
Yeah.
But you people are adamant.
Mr. Hamza, 24 hours in politics is worth a lifetime in the life of any political party. So I believe it is still not late for the leadership of the party to find a way to step aside at this juncture, or for the presidential candidate and his running mate to advise Mr. Yoche Ayu to just willingly step aside. Look, it is not only about G5, it is not only about Wike, it is not only about all these other governors.
Yeah.
I come from Kano, and even from Kano, we have issues that has been happening. We have an existing structure of a political party in Kano under the leadership of Mr. Sagagi. when the primary elections were coming up, what they did, under Ayu supervised this thing and made sure it happened. He will send a letter to Mr. Sagagi saying so people are coming to conduct primary elections. And when these people go to Kano, they will be directed by Mr. Ayu. Don't go to Sagagi, go to another group to conduct the primaries, which sadly now, yesterday the Court of Appeal has started reversing those kind of things that Mr. Ayu did in Kano by giving victory back to Leila Buhari.
Yes, anyway, without prejudice to the discussion we are having, I know that today the appeal court also in Kano nullified Namburang Abubakar Ko, Nuhu, and of the PDP, and then gave it to Leila Buhari. You see some of these things as part of the problems created by Ayu?
This is exactly the problems created by Ayu, because I was the person who presided over the election that produced some of the leaders that we had within the party in Kano. Leila Buhari had her election. The delegates of the party went to a particular location, and INEC was there, representation from Abuja was there, but Ayu directed the people that came from Abuja, the chairman of the electoral committee, to go and meet another faction who are not the leadership of the party, but to meet just a fragment faction of the party, and another primary election or a kangaroo election or whatever you call it happened in another place. INEC did not witness this. Nobody witnessed that election. That happened in all the primary elections that we had in Kano, from the state assemblies to the House of Representatives to the senatorial elections and the gubernatorial elections. All this were done on the instruction of Mr. Ioche Ayu.
Wow.
And today, yesterday, the Court of Appeal has reversed it and said, look, if the national headquarters of the party can recognize Sagagi and write a letter to Mr. Sagagi as the chairman of the party and then go to another place and conduct election, then the courts cannot recognize whatever they did in that place. And they have reversed it and given Leila. And I'm sure on the 8th of December, we will have another victory where Mohammed Abacha will be declared as the gubernatorial candidate of Kano. So these are things which Mr. Ayu has been doing and causing problems in this party. So when you look at it, it's not just about what the G5 are saying. These are crises that has been built in all the parts
But
of
I think some of these allegations came to the fore when some of you were actually tackled by the larger society. Because the earlier demand was that since Atiku came from the north, Ayu can't be from the north. But when that cat could not fly, that was when other sundry issues, started cropping up.
Well, in everything in life, there is always a starting point. Some people from the southern part of the country felt their own worry with Mr. Ioche Ayu is that they should be given a chance, since the presidential candidate has emerged from the northern part of the country. So at least the southern part of the country should have at least a voice. Look, you want to go to campaign. The ruling party has already done the Muslim ticket. Whether it is good or bad, that is for Nigerians to decide. Then the PDP has done its own, whereby the chairman of the party is from the northern part of the country, the DG of the presidential campaign is from the northern part of the country, the DG, the chairman of the PDP gubernatorial governors is from the northern part of the country, the presidential candidate is from the northern part of the country. Just imagine if all these positions were thrown to the southern part of the country. Even the people from the northern part of the country will cry loud and say they are feeling marginalized.
But what they are saying is circumstantial, because we brought many people to sit on the very chair you are sitting. They said it was circumstantial, assuming maybe it was Wike that won, maybe it will have been similar scenario. He will just come to the north and pick his vice presidential candidate. And they are saying, why not work together as a team, win the election, and see whether Ayu will remain on that seat?
There are some things that happen which just for the mere fact that I want to respect all the sides of the divide, since we want, at the end of the day, to have a window of compromise so that we can work together and work for the interests of the party. So some informations are rather being kept than exposed in the public. But I will tell you that all efforts have been made to make things go the other way so that it can be good for everybody in the party. But some people just don't want to allow that to happen.
Now, assuming IU refused to leave ahead of the what will happen?
Well, what will happen exactly is what happened in 2015, when 5 governors were not respected within the same PDP. These 5 governors, if you can remember at that time, PDP was the ruling party. It had all it wanted. It had so many governors, but then 5 amongst all the governors of the PDP stepped aside and said there is marginalization. And what marginalization was that? It was that it is the turn of the North to have the president. Why should Jonathan still remain in office while the North needs to have the president? And 4 governors from the northern part of the country and 1 from the southern part of the country ganged up. Just the same way that today we're having 4 governors from the southern part of the country and 1 from the northern part of the country. The same scenario happened at that time. And they cried out and nobody listened to their cry. And at the end of the day, what happened? The party lost the election.
So you rather lose the election than to allow IU to conduct the election and then you sort out the problems at the end of the day?
I do not believe that anybody in PDP wants PDP to lose election.
Okay.
And I believe the signals have gotten to the right place. And at the right time, I believe something will be done right. Even yesterday, Mr. Okowa, I remember, he said definitely sometime very soon, the presidential candidate will sit down with the members of the G5 so that a solution can be developed that can be a win-win for everybody.
You know, you ought to have been the national vice chairman of the party for the Northwest.
Yeah.
Assuming you got that seat because you lost it by a margin.
Yeah.
Will you still be in the integrity group, or it's just because you're also not seeing the pain of not getting that position?
When in 2015, Jonathan decided he wanted to continue in office, and we in the northern part of the country felt it was not the right thing to be done, I joined that movement.
Okay.
I was part of the people that walked out of the National Convention of the People's Democratic Party at Eagle
So you were
Square.
one of those who rocked the boat?
I was one of the people who moved from that place and we went to Air Adua Center and formed the new PDP, which resulted in the fall of the PDP at that particular time. So I feel the right thing I can do at this particular time. If at that time I can believe, because Jonathan is trying to marginalize the northern part of the country by deciding he wants to remain in office or run for the office again, the right thing to do is, if at this time I feel the South have not been treated right, is to stand stoutly and strongly by members of the People's Democratic Party from the southern part of the country. That is justice and that is fairness.
And you continue to stand by it?
And I will continue to stand by it, even if I am the national vice chairman or not the national vice chairman. Justice, equity, and fair play must rule in the life of any human being or political party.
Well, a few days ago, let me tell you, the national politics will never end, but I want to touch Kano, where you came from. A few days ago, Governor Ganduje posed a challenge, you know, after the, 1 million voter mobilization by youths. During his address, he said, let any other political party stage similar campaign in Kano and see, to test their might. When are you going to stage your one?
On the 8th of December, by the grace of the Almighty God, if we get victory at the trial court and our candidate who won the primary election has been declared as the candidate, we will declare, we will accept the challenge of Mr. Ganduje, and we will prove to him that we of the People's Democratic Party have the people, have the followers, and he has nothing. His party is a sinking party, and unfortunately, they are on their way out of office. We will challenge them, and we will change the narrative.
But you are battling in court, and he is doing his campaign seamlessly. So how do you reconcile this? Maybe before you know it, it will be
well, we're just talking about 8th of December. From now to 8th of December, it's not a long time, and the followers are there. We have been telling them to be calm and to continue praying, and we know they have been praying, and their prayers will be answered. And once God the Almighty answered the prayer and victory comes our way at the court, you will see how those people will come out.
And yesterday, after the 1 million votes campaign, they launched the official campaign of the APC in Gaya. Yesterday, and very significant statements from them, especially the gubernatorial candidate. I mean, Ganduja first, who said he has paraded the best, and he posed another challenge to PDP, to NNPP, and other political parties to match the kind of candidates he has showcased in the person of Gauna and his deputy. What do you have to say on this?
I can tell you, Gauna and the deputy governor, his deputy.
He read their CV, he said former local government chairman,
let me
commissioners.
Tell you, they can have all those CVs.
Yes.
But these were the same people when the People's Democratic Party was coasting home to victory in 2019. The two of them, Gauna and Garo, that went to the INEC office to go and tear documents of election. I was there in my very eyes. I was there in the presence, in my presence. It's a serious
allegation. The PDP could not actually prove it in court.
That happened in my presence. Whether it was proved in court or it was not proved in court, this was exactly what happened. I was there when the two of them came and told the election result.
You saw it with your own eyes?
I saw it with my own eyes.
How did turn
I saw everything with my own eyes. They know it. They were there. I was there. We have videos of everything that happened.
Did you took anyway, I don't want us to go back, but have you taken those papers, the torn papers to the court to prove your case?
Everything has been taken to court, but when judgment does not come your way, may God make it to be what it has been at that particular time. So whatever criteria of CV these people have, the mere fact that these are the same people that can turn around and be like thugs to go and tear election result, that is enough damage to say these are people that are not even qualified to even smell.
So you think putting your candidates and theirs side by side, the Kanawas will actually go for yours?
We have better candidates, and I'm sure the people of Kano State would vote our party.
But Konkoso has his own candidate.
Well, Konkoso has his own party, so that is NNPP for you. They can do whatever they want to do. But I'm telling you, PDP...
He has been saying it that Kano is his, He said it when he went to the south, that any candidate that could not get Kano, Rivers, and Lagos, he should just forget it. And maybe he believes that he will get Kano. Most likely he will get something in Lagos and in Rivers. What is your candidate going to listen to?
Well, what I will always say is that the day we get our own victory in court, because up to now we have not gotten the victory until we get the victory. So once we get victory in court, we will invite our presidential candidate and inclusive our own gubernatorial candidate. And at that venue, you will see the kind of people we will have, and we will challenge the NNPP and the APC to do something like what we have done.
The last question I have for you, I don't know whether you listen to the voices from the campaign in Kano or not. If you heard, Abdullah Abbas, the chairman, said they are ready to match any other candidate if it comes to maybe showcasing resources or whatever. I don't want to mention some of the other things. Have you heard what he said?
Okay, let me take you back to history.
No, you can't go back to history. It's just a moment. Because we don't have time.
I have heard all that he has said. I have heard all that he has said, some savory and some unsavory remarks which he has done. But Kano people do not care about resources. Kano people do not care about what you have or what you do not have. Kano people are only looking for that leader who can be able to come and transform the state and uplift the people of Kano. That's all they care about.
Thank you very much.
So if it is about resources, Kano people will not go after resources.
Okay, Honorable Jamo, I hope he will come here to defend himself over some of the things he said there. We thank you for coming for the program. Viewers, that's a wrap on today's program. Thank you very much for watching, and do join us again. I'm Hamza Idris.